Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the Montessori Moments Podcast. My name is Elias Rodriguez and I'll be your host. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Sarah Johnson. She's a project manager at Monarch Pathways. She's always in a good mood, she's always upbeat and smiling, and she's got a little bit of a social media following, which she might be able to touch on a little today. So I hope you enjoy this interview, and we look forward to hearing from you on our further episodes after this and maybe hopefully getting a little feedback. But without further ado, here is Sarah Johnson. All right. Hi, Sarah. Welcome.
Hello.
It's kind of exciting. This is our very first podcast episode.
I'm happy.
And you should feel pretty extra special. You're the very first guest.
Thank you.
Good. I'm currently in California. Where are you at the moment?
I am in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where it's beautiful spring weather.
Yeah, it looks nice. I'm in my, no, this is not called a balcony. This is called a front porch. How about you?
I am in my apartment, my home office, apartment, kitchen, living area. It's like a 5-in-1.
So Pennsylvania, that's like 3,000 miles away. So I think we're definitely abiding by social distancing at this point,
Yes. I think I might need to go an extra mile just to get that.
Okay.
extra.
Let me just back up a bit here. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
I'm
So,
getting into my camera now.
oh my gosh, I can't help that. So basically what we'd like to do today is get a little bit of get to know you just a bit better and maybe see what motivates you.
Okay.
So it's really kind of just the goal of today's podcast. So I'll start you off with something easy. Where did you grow up, or where are you from?
I am from this area, about 45 minutes north of here, is where I was born and raised, and then I took a big old leap and moved 45 minutes south just because it was like a more fun area. Lancaster.
Huge leap.
Yeah, big one. Lancaster City is a really cool, artsy city, and it's got a little more going on than where I was growing up before. But I do anticipate making another big move in the near future. So
that's exciting.
Yeah.
And so being from Pennsylvania, does that make you have to love certain teams or certain things? What's a Pennsylvania thing that you really love?
Well, I would say this is a pretty divided state between the Eagles and the Steelers, but I am personally not a football or sports person, so I just leave that to everyone else.
Awesome.
Something that I like about this state is I love springtime here when everything, because everything dies in winter, and then it all comes back to life in the spring, and it's just so beautiful, and the weather it's like a perfectly blue sky today. No clouds.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get too many seasons where I'm at, so that's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I love it.
So then, how about, is there any hobbies or any interests that you really like or that you're really into?
Yeah. Wait, are you editing this?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if I should talk about my Instagram. Well, okay. A couple things that I really like to do are cooking, and I really like social media, which sounds kind of weird, but I run a little Instagram because I have type 1 diabetes, so the diabetic online community is really big. So that is what I spend a lot of my pastimes doing is Instagram and YouTube, and that's something I've kind of dove in headfirst this year doing.
So what does that look like? You said online community, and so what does that really mean? You're interacting with other people?
Yeah, so unfortunately now there's not a lot of interacting in person going on, but when there's different meetups all over the place. Well, I'll host a meetup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or I'll host one
Wow.
in, around the area here, but I've also been flown different places like Chicago and Texas to go speak at different events. But
Wow.
Right now we're actually doing a lot on Zoom, which is really cool. So we're just having online meetups, and they actually go really late. I got on one a couple weeks ago that started at 7 p.m. and I don't think I got off until 2:30 in the morning.
No kidding. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
We don't talk about diabetes at all. We just talk about whatever, which is really fun. I've actually made some really close friends during this pandemic, which is kind of crazy, which is not what you would expect, I feel, but
wow.
yeah. So
cool and unique. I don't know if
yeah,
I know anyone else that's part of something that, specialized and unique. That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So now
And how
instead of
long have you been doing that?
so I've been doing Instagram since 2017, like the very end, and I just am about to finish my first year of YouTube. So
Wow.
yeah,
Awesome. That's exciting.
yeah, I call that's my passion project on the side.
That's awesome. So that helps motivate you. But
Mhm.
you're at Monarch Pathways. What's your title there at Monarch Pathways?
I'm a project manager / engagement coordinator. So I am Gary's right-hand woman, I guess you could call me.
Okay.
I run a schedule. I do a lot of the like side things that he, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but that he doesn't want to do. That gets pushed off to me. I'm happy to do. I love doing like mediocre tasks. So yeah, so I do a lot of that, and I also run a lot of our like surveys from SurveyMonkey and like in-person surveys, so Q12s and what's the other one? Oh, that's it, Q12. Yeah.
Awesome. So I know that we've all had to do DISC and personality lingo. Could you share with us a little bit, or is that confidential to share what you are on the DISC and what you are on personality?
No, not confidential at all. I'm just trying to know if I can like remember what I am. I believe I'm definitely a high I on the DISC, and I know I have like a second one that tied. I think I'm like a IS.
Okay.
Maybe. Definitely not the compliance one, but I definitely am a high I on the DISC. And then on personality lingo, I believe I'm a connector.
Okay. That makes sense. That really does make sense. Sounds like you're connecting with people all over the place.
Yeah.
With diabetes. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
So would you say that you've had any meaningful experiences while working at Monarch? What are some of those success stories that you've experienced or been a part of?
Let's see. I mean, I think we've had a lot. I just like stuttered. I think we've had a lot of success over like a lot of our clients, but so I've really just been able to have like a bird's eye view of the whole thing, which is really cool, and kind of like dropping in and out of clients with Gary. Some of the stuff at like Roundtree and Sunnyside in Florida has been really cool, just to see how they're incorporating like Montessori and different stuff like that. So I would definitely say the success, especially at Roundtree of and Sunnyside, of the Montessori techniques and infiltrating that into their systems has been really neat to watch kind of bloom from like a little seed.
Cool. And in this process, when did you join Monarch? Monarch Pathways, I should say.
I think, let's see. I was living down here when I did it, and I just have lived here for 4 years. I just had my like move anniversary, we'll call it.
Okay.
I believe I was like 3 years.
3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And in that time, have you seen a lot of changes, or how has Monarch Pathways grown, and what have you seen?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things is we had a name change. So we were Monarch Risk Management, and now we are Monarch Pathways, because we kind of figured that we're like an umbrella where we have a couple different paths that you can go down, but like Monarch is on top of the umbrella. I don't know if that's going to make sense, but
that does make sense.
Yeah, no, we have grown a ton. I remember, I think like when I first started, Gary was like just going out to Roundtree, maybe was it only going out for about a year, and it's been really cool specifically there to see all of the relationships develop. And like when I go there with him, I love seeing that like everyone knows him, and now everyone knows me weirdly, and I'm just like, hey, like
that's awesome.
Here to hang out.
So you've seen a lot of progress then in the time. All right, Sarah, let's see if I can wrap it up with something kind of exciting and inspiring. Monarch Pathways has made a lot of effort in focusing on Montessori. And so I wanted to see if there's anything in particular in Montessori that really sticks out to you, that kind of speaks to you and you feel has been really something that you could latch onto.
Well, I would say one of the main things, and I'm probably going to mess up the saying, but one thing that really stuck out to me as soon as I heard it was, anything you do for me, you take from me. So that really like kind of was like a jaw-dropping moment where I was like, oh, that's like very true. And I wouldn't have thought of that before, but it's so true that like anything, you know, like aides do for residents, they're really taking from them. So I think that was kind of like a light bulb moment. And now I'm thinking of that through like my normal life of like, okay, anything like, because I tend to be a bit of a helper, but now I'm trying to like kind of back off a little bit so I'm not like overextending myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you being on the very first episode. We're going to be doing more of these interviews for other members of the team, but you're the very first one. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, Sarah. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Hi there. Just a quick note. Our first episodes and for the foreseeable future, we're in a current global pandemic. So we will be doing all of our interviews in a digital format through something like Zoom in order for us to maintain that social distance. So hopefully the audio quality is still excellent and you get everything that you need out of each of these episodes. Thank you so much for listening, and we look forward to getting any feedback that you might have on these episodes. Thank you so much.